everyone, another version of Better Call Art coming at you today. And today I wanted to just speak a couple of minutes about pricing, and especially pricing on pricing sheets. So a lot of times, I guess, a lot of times with pricing, you could be out cold calling. You could be at an account, and all of a sudden everything changes. Where you thought you were doing a cold call, or you thought you were doing a maybe a kind of what I call a light QBR. There's really no interest in, or what you thought there's no interest in buying, and all of a sudden you're hit up for pricing. Right? So you're in a cold call situation, and you walk in, and you just happen to all of a sudden meet with the buyer. And you may or may not be aware of that. And all of a sudden the buyer says, well, hey, you know what? That brochure that you just handed me, well, we're interested. And how much would that, how much would it cost for us to buy that machine, right? So typically, most reps can, they're not going to know the price offhand. Even myself on, certain models, I'm not going to know the price offhand, and I may have to say, well, I've got to go back to my, I've got to go back to my pricing booklet. I've got to get back to you, or basically, how hot the buyer is has now waned because you can't quote a price quickly. So I've used this for years. What I do is on my pricing sheets, what I'll do is I'll put something right here up in this corner, and I'll list that as a product code. So it's not actually a product code, but it looks like a product code because I make it look like a product code, and I'll have product code on there, and then I'll put a number on there. And that number could be 19586 CS, right? So what that means is that's my cost. So I can look at this piece of paper right away, and I know what my cost is on that product. So when that client asks me, well, what's the price for that piece of equipment, for the brochure that I just handed him or her, I can take a quick glance at that brochure. I can know what my all-in cost is, and then I can quote a cost immediately back to the client. I tend to think that can help, because again, you're not having to go back or say, I don't know the price, or I've got to go back and review the price. And in that instance where the buyer was hot for the pricing, again, if you have to go back, that could, that interest could wane, or they could be called away, or they could take a phone call. But being able to quote that price right away, can increase the value of that talk track, and maybe lead to some further communications. Maybe it could be to leasing, it could be to how soon could I get a product, could I get anything off for a trade-in, by being able to give the price immediately to the client. So just a little tip about what I've used over the years. What I try and keep is 4 or 5 brochures on me at all times. For the pricing for that, I just can't bring it off the top of my head for a base unit. I'll keep those in my bag, and then I can go back to for quick reference. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe if you're happy with the content, and I hope to bring you additional content in the next couple days. Thank you. Enjoy.